Hello. Welcome
Hello.
to another Extreme Boss Babe episode. How we doing today, beautiful ladies?
Doing well.
All right. Just want to get started. My name is May Renee. I am CEO of Financial Freedom Consultant.
And hey, I'm Wanda Barton. I am the managing member owner of Extremely Clean Janitorial Service.
Hey, you guys. I'm Latoya, phenomenal braider.
And I'm Shelby, the owner of Madisons Party Rentals.
All right, so today we have the pleasure of speaking with another Extreme Boss Babe. She is one of our guests today, Shelby.
Hey.
How are we doing today, Shelby?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing good. So today we'll be talking to Shelby about her business and her momager business that she has with her daughter and what she has upcoming business adventures. All right. Let's talk to
get
the
into
people, Shelby.
What's going on?
All right. Well, first of all, I would like to know what really inspired you to really come up with this. Well, I know you said before, was it you or was it your daughter that came up with Madison's Lemonade?
So, really quick, just a quick, back on Madison's Lemonade. Of course, Madison was at the time like 4.5, but she was kind of going through this transition where we had kind of just rekindled, or what I say, found out that her father, who at the time she did not know, had another had another child. So through the power of social media, we kind of like reached out to the mom, and she found out she had a sister. So she was really excited about being a quote unquote big sister. So something came about, and she was really excited. So I think I took a trip to like New Orleans, and I seen the kids down in New Orleans, and they were like her age. They was like 4 or 5. Well, those kids were probably like 5 or 6, but they were doing like the drumming in the streets. And they were like, hey, you can't take a picture, you can't make a video, like you have to like drop some money in the bucket. They had a hustle going on. So long story short, she knew she had a sister, and they were just kind of starting to talk on the phone. And when I got back, I think I was showing her videos, and she was like, Mom, I want to make some money. And Madison is not the average. She's not an average child. So her thing was, Mom, I want to make some money. So I was like, okay. So she was like, I know what I can do. She was like, I can sell lemonade. So I was like, well, what are you going to do with it? She said, I'm going to go see my sister. So the sister actually lived in Maryland. So when she asked me about going to see her sister, I think school was getting ready to start. So I kind of just like girl, like just brushed her off, like girl, going on. So the next day, after she said, like, I'll just sell lemonade to make money to go see my sister. So after that, I was like, dang. So the next morning, my grandma was like, well, she was going to have a yard sale. So I was in the bed, and I'm like, my kid does not need money. Like, we're financially, like, we're good, whatever. But then the light bulb went off, and I was like, you know what? Let me just let her do it. So I went to the store, and we have like lemon trees like at our house. So I went to the store, I got some mix, we got the lemons off the tree, and from there I was like, all right, well, I had like a lemonade stand. So we like painted it or whatever, put her out in the front yard, went to the Dollar Tree, got a sign, and I was like, okay, let's think of a name. So I was like, okay, Madison Lemonade Market. And that just stuck. She got out in the yard, and people were like coming by. She had like little cups, like for $1. And people were like stopping and, coming to the yard sale. So they were like buying it. So I think she stayed out there for a while. And after a while, she was just like, Mom, I see why you be so tired. I'm going to go take a nap, tell my customers I'll be back. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm going to hold it down for you. So the next day, I remember her just like counting the money, and at that age she really didn't even know or understand like the value of $1. To her it's just like, okay, one, and coins here. So the next day, we counted the money. I'm like, whoa, this is a lot of money. So the next day, she was like, she got up. She was like, I want to do it again. And literally, the next day she came back with pink. She was like, I want to do it again. So the next day, she got right out there, and literally, she stayed out there for hours. And from there, it was like, whoa, wait a minute. My kid has a business, because everywhere she would go, people would be like, where's the lemonade? Where's the lemonade? Where's the lemonade? Where's the... So eventually, I got tired of hearing people say like, okay, where's the lemonade? She'd be like, Mom, when are we gonna make some more lemonade? Then someone like stole her money, so that really like put a fire under her. She was just like, well, it doesn't matter. I could just sell, you know what I'm saying, more lemonade. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm gonna back you up, whatever you want to do, I'm gonna support you fully. So by then we were showing up to the parades, like all the parades. And at first, my grandfather was like, why is she doing that? She don't need any money. Like, y'all don't need, like, and I was just like, I mean, this is an opportunity for a child that I was not given. Like, at that age, my mom wasn't even there. Back then, we was rolling the phones and, you know, doing stuff around the house, not focusing on selling anything or doing anything productive. Just, you know, being a kid, and not saying that she's not a kid, but her mindset was much different. So I think for like the past 2 or 3 years, she does parades, she do events and stuff like that. So we just kind of stuck with that. But that was pretty much the birth of Madison Lemonade. She wanted to earn the money to meet her little sister, and that was that. So
did she earn the money to see her sister?
She did earn the money to see her sister. However, me and the mom ended up making arrangements for them to just come here. So she came here, and I think we ended up going to Disney. Like, we didn't even spend the money because it got stolen. So we had to start all over again. But she ended up meeting her sister like a couple months later. I invited the mom and the daughter down to go to Disney. We went to Disney, and then that was it. And then a couple months later, we went back to where they live, and just like that. So, I mean, her money has always been her money to do whatever it is that she wants. I teach her, like, hey, you know, save, you know, give, put up, you know, spend. Have a portion of what you save, have a portion of what you spend, have a portion of what you give. Right. So she's 7 now, but she's pretty good about that.
Okay.
Cool. And so how did the Bounce House business come about? When did you think to bring that to become a part of everything else you have going on?
So years ago, I'm big on like writing, like visioning and, you know, things like that. So years ago, I kind of wrote it out, like what it was that I wanted to do as far as like being a single mom. Like sometimes it's hard. Like I need something where I can tote my kid around. And years ago, I just kind of like wrote it out. And I don't know, like this year, I had the opportunity to like to rekindle a flame, and he really believed in the vision because it had been on paper for years. And I was like, well, we already have, you know, this going on, and up until COVID, I mean, that did pretty well. You know, she stayed booked, and then I was like, well, let's add to that, you know. Mm-hmm. So that was like the birth of that. And also too, I'm very family oriented. Mm-hmm. So like every month prior to COVID, my family always had like these gatherings, and we always rented a bounce house because there's a lot of kids, you know. So that wasn't my thought back when I actually had wrote it out. It was just, you know, me being a mom, you know, whatever. So it was just kind of like an opportunity to say, okay, well, hey, if y'all want to rent one now, instead of, you know, the family come together and y'all can invest back into, you know, my business and so forth. So this year was the birth of Madison's Party Rental, which is a new business venture, and a growing business venture. Definitely not, I think it's kind of underestimated because people was like, oh, well, you know, you make it look so easy. And it's like, yeah, I make it look easy. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely a lot of hard work. Yeah.
Wow. So you're saying with COVID made it easier for you to kind of really jump into and invest in more into Madison's Lemonade and having something else?
COVID made it easier for me to jump into it, not because of like at that time like the financial support was there or the finances was in order, but everybody was sitting home. So I went into like a really big depression because what I'm used to doing on a daily, like I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So every day I'm just like, damn, what am I gonna do? Like God, like, you know, just whatever. And then my birthday came about and I was like, yeah, I kind of want a bag, you know, something to like cheer me up. But like I was telling you, I held on to the money for like 3 days and I was like, bags sound good, but a business or a bounce house sound better. Like, let me, you know, put myself in a position to actually do or be able to get this at any point. Once my business grow, once I have actually earned a $1,500 bag, I'm not deserving of it. It's just because I knew that I had access to get one. Like, oh yeah, let me just. But then I held on to the money and I thought about it. Like, if I do this, then you know. And not only that, it was another situation that played part in that too with my child's father. Like, he's not active. So at that time, Trump, Big Daddy Trump, was giving the stimulus.
Yeah.
And my child's father, he's on child support. That's no hidden secret. So my mindset when I got his stimulus was, hey, if I invest, by then I had like 3 units, but I'm like, hey, if I take these 1,200 and invest in another bounce house, then I know for sure every month or every time this unit get rented, then I don't look for child support to come anyways, but my kid is good. Like, this is how I'll feed my kid. You know, like, whether you pay, whether you go to work, whether you, whatever, like, my kid is going to be good. Simple as that.
That was smart.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, I think most women don't think about that. You know, they see, you know, child support, or they see like the quick money is money for like hair, nails, this and that. And I think that every dollar I touch, I always try to figure out a way that I can make more money with it. It could be $5 and I'll just be like, wait, where can I put this to make my money grow? Because as a single mom, it's not easy and it's not fun like being limited, which my kid has never been limited, but most children are limited to what the daddy put on the car or whatever. So that's never been the thing for me. So I'm always trying to say, okay, how can I put myself in a position to where my child never have to go through what I went through, or she don't have to struggle. This is her head start. This is how she'll get ahead, not only from the material, but just from the knowledge, pouring into her, teaching her like, hey, look, you don't have to really like settle. Like, you can be the best that you can be. And I was telling Toya, everything my daughter put her hands on, she's thinking of a way to make money. I went to do fingerprints for something, and I was telling her about it, and she said, well, I'm glad I don't ever have to worry about that because I already got a job. I own my own business. So right. It's just about sharing that knowledge and putting that out there to like, hey, like, I don't want you to go through, which she don't know what I go through because I don't discuss that with her, but I never want her to be limited. Yeah. You know, because I'm sure like all of us, we never really had a lot of opportunities growing up young, you know. It was always, hey, you do as I say. And more so of now, my way of parenting is, hey, you're going to do as you see. So I want to be the best role model. I want to set the example for you to let you know, like, hey, look, it doesn't matter if you're 7. And really, she inspired me. I've always thought about starting a business, but with, you know, doing the whole lemonade thing and it growing, I was like, oh, shoot. Like, I better ride this wave. I better ride this wave. And people know her more than they know me.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you kind of like sit down with her and have like business discussions and kind of, because I know with her being a child, I think that's very important because, you know, with me being in banking, I would go out to elementary schools and we would always teach children to save. And I feel like that's very important. And I always say it starts in the household.
Absolutely.
So is that something you kind of like sit with Madison about a lot and you kind of
we have a lot of those conversations again about the money management, the save, spend, give.
Yeah.
You know, as far as her seeing me go into the bank, putting money in the bank, or when people give her like money, or people just stop by the house like, hey, I want to buy lemonade, you know, whatever. I'm like, hey, go put that up. You know, save. You never know when you're gonna go somewhere because she's always on the go. But like, go put that up. You don't have to spend it. She goes to the store every day. I don't know who she get money from, but well, I do know my grandfather. But she goes to the store every day, so she won't spend hers. She spends his.
That's
But
smart.
I always tell her, like, you know, put it up. You never know when you're gonna want to do something, and I might say no, and you can say yes because you have your own money. Like, she's into braiding and stuff like that, and I'm just like, hey, you gotta pay for that stuff. Like, I'm not paying for all that. So, you know, it's and then with her seeing me do like the bounce houses and stuff, she does not have like an employee mindset at 7. She don't work for me. She won't, but she'll tell people like I work for her. And I'm like, wait. And she's like, yeah, that's her business. You know, like, so she's like, my business is my business, but you work for me, but your business is your business and I don't work for you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's her mindset. She doesn't have like the employee mindset at 7, and I'm like, geez, you know. So it's kind of like a dynamic duo. We butt heads a lot, but you know, that's my business partner, my daughter, all in one.
Wow.
So Shirley, I know in the Black community, most of us are taught to teach our kids to save. Are you teaching her what to save for? What is she saving for? You teach her to invest back into the business to make money, to keep your money going.
Yes. And at first she said, I really don't understand why I gotta keep buying all these bottles. And I was like, you want to keep your business going, right? So I explained to her, if you buy 500 bottles, you make X amount of dollars. You take what your initial investment, you put that back into your business. You know, you pay yourself. And it's a lot for her to understand at a young age. But it's almost like May said, I'm her momager. Like, you know, I try to manage and teach that because those things weren't taught to me.
Right.
Like business, credit, none of that was taught to me. No, I mean, none of it. I had no clue. So it's a learning experience. Right. And I wish we had more things geared around like guiding adults in educating themselves so that they can educate their children on that. Because I feel like we would come out a lot better. You know, just as individuals, when we graduate, it's like, damn, where do we go now? Like, we have no clue because the people who we living with, they have no clue.
Yeah. And
as far as her goal is really big, and her goal is to buy her mom. I'm gonna cry, but her goal is to buy her mama's house. That's all she talk. That's all she talk about. Like, Mom, I'm gonna buy you a house. I'm gonna buy you a house. And I'm like, Maddie, like, you just focus on you. I'm gonna buy the house,
that's her dream.
But that's all she talk about. Every house with a for sale sign, every piece of property. Ooh, Mom, we could just buy that. We could just that's her. That's what she feel like she's working hard for. But she does not know, like, she has access to every dollar that she makes. Your money is your money. But if you ask her, she's like, she want to buy her mama a house.
That's her dream.
Yeah, that is her dream. That's her goal. And I'm like, damn, at 7? At 7, we was living in a 2-bedroom apartment. My mama had 4 kids. I wasn't thinking about buying this house. I was trying to figure out where the hell we was gonna sleep.
Right. You're right about that.
Where we was gonna sleep. But that's her goal. And I think one of my goals as just to due diligence to her is to build Madison's Party Rental, get it in a position to where when she do finish school, that, and not just her, my bonus babies of course too, but more so of her, that when you finish school, that you don't work for anybody because you have to, or you don't go to college because you have to. You do it because you want to.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my thought. Like, I don't want her to do it because she had to.
Mhm.
I want you to do it because that's what you choose to do.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. So it's starting. I mean, I think we're probably rolling up on like 6 months, and with COVID, like you said, it was a blessing because everybody was home. Everybody was home, so we were able to really run it, really good starting out. But with the seasons change, good thing about being in Florida is always hot.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how is business right now with everything opening back up? People are always having birthday parties, of course.
Absolutely.
So how has business been going since we're going to all these phases of the society opening back up?
It's been steady. Like,
It's been
we're
steady.
booked every weekend.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
we're
amazing.
booked every weekend.
So-
Go ahead.
No, go right ahead, and I will ask you my question after.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, one of those things is, I'm big on like positive energy and prayer.
Right.
So I always make sure that, like, daily, I'm just asking God to bless my business.
Yeah.
Help me, you know what I'm saying? Bless my business to stay booked, to get booked, all those things, just speaking life into my business.
Mhm.
That's it. And I can't say He's been doing it.
Mhm.
He's been doing it. Yeah,
As long as you're asking.
absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. That's pretty good.
That's amazing. So do you are you thinking about expanding the business? How do you see your business in the next 5-10 years?
I am. I've actually already started purchasing some of those things to do the expansion, to just kind of add some other products and services for our clients and customers. But it's just about building a strong team behind me that can actually bring that vision to life. Like, I can go and buy or invest back into the business and buy a bunch of stuff, but if I don't have the right people in place to help me bring that to fruition, then it's going to be a struggle. And I learned from Wanda always to overserve, never underserve.
Right.
So it's like, I'm not going to launch a service if I'm not going to be able to fulfill the highest quality of customer service. I would never take anyone's money to offer a product or service that I wouldn't be satisfied with.
Exactly.
And that's just how I do business. So I'm trying to get a launch date for those things, but I have started purchasing the product to offer those services. But it's just really about finding the right team, or at least 1 or 2 people.
So, would you say right now that everything, because I know we don't, get into this a lot. So, it's one of the reasons why you're here today talking. But with what you're doing, are you just locally right now in Polk County, Winter Haven? Are you doing some surrounding cities in Winter Haven, in Polk County? Are you planning to expand outside of Polk County?
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely considering taking Madison's Party Rental on the road. I believe in it.
Right, because I don't I know that could be a business right on social media, like what Toya does. What she does. I know she's grown and on social media, right? And the business that you have, I know that's another business that could be strong as well on social media.
Mm-hmm.
With doing different things and just the whole appearance of how you do it and the setups and things like that. I know that can get you popping.
Right.
Especially if you start serving different counties.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that would be awesome. I think that, moving outside of Polk County, serving different counties will allow you to earn more money,
Right.
and you can get more people, qualified people,
Mm-hmm.
on
Well,
your
that's a
team.
good way to look at it.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
I always tell people, a lot of times people only look at the money, but I tell people, if you make $100, you made something. You'll figure it out, to make more.
Mm-hmm.
So if you actually expand into Hillsborough County or Orange County,
Mm-hmm.
and that expansion. So you have to have an employee or somebody to actually be able to help you do that.
Right.
A lot of times people don't want to pay people, so what they do is they stay away from wanting to deal with people to pay.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, you can't do that.
now you're actually holding your business to just
Right.
you're not going to be making you're not going to make more money because you're you're
Right.
thinking that way. So always start. I think you
Use that
should
for earning
think
potential.
about other counties.
I think the biggest issue with that is some of us have low work ethics.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't we feel like I can show up, you know, I think you were talking about this when you spoke, saying like people feel like they can just show up when they want to, or they can just okay, when you low on money, like, okay, I know I can go make a quick $120, so let me hit her up this weekend. Let me, and I'm like, wait, I don't run business. I don't run business like that. And if I have to, then that means every day, every Saturday and Sunday, my feet hit the ground. I'll get my ass up and I'll do it myself. Right. You can't run a business like that. I need someone who's going to be reliable. I need to know that I have someone who's dependable, somebody who, you know, and it's like, if I can't find that right off the bat, then hey, if I have to do it myself, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it myself.
And once you get it going and you start to gain a lot more business, that's when you really venture out and get employees, qualified employees, but you have to actually be able to have those things written out so they can sign to what it is you need.
Right.
You interview them. You know, a lot of people will, you know, not saying you, but I see a lot of people, the way they actually bring on employees, they just tell them, you know, I got a job for you tomorrow. You know, those type of things you can't do that because
you need somebody to commit.
If you because if you are bringing them on in that manner, they're gonna treat you, you know, right back in that manner. Like, oh, I can't come tomorrow.
Right.
You
know? And
so
see, that's
I can come the next day. How much you paying for that? You know, that type of stuff. You know, you're gonna know before going in. You make it clear. You know.
Right. Yeah. And that is very true, and that is very important. So I'm definitely gonna be
hiring process is very important.
Yeah. And my advice to you, I hear a lot of us say we're gonna wait for the right things, and can't wait. You can't wait. You just gotta do it. And it's just like a corporation. When they hire people, they just hire and they just do it.
Yep.
We got the good and the bad, and if they don't need you, they'll fire you. They'll hire somebody else.
Right.
So you're gonna go through people.
Right.
So don't wait on the right.
Yeah,
people, because there's never gonna be the right people.
There's never,
that's true.
And it's never a right time. Just go ahead and do it.
Just do it.
Work out the kinks as it go, but just get it done.
Right. Learn
you know, like I say, when I started COVID-19, I wasn't quite prepared. I got more prepared.
Yeah.
I mean, I got more prepared as I went along.
Right.
You know, but what I did do was I wasn't finna just say, oh, I'm just gonna serve Hillsborough County.
Right.
Because one day if I would have said that,
it would have closed.
I wouldn't have got all that out. I wouldn't have gotten anywhere because they needed somebody to serve outside of Hillsborough County as well.
Right.
Yeah, I can do it. They asked me, sure. Extremely Clean definitely could do it. We can serve that.
Right.
You know, so.
I definitely can relate to you on that because I'm the same way. I'm very particular, and it's not that I'm afraid to do it. I'm afraid to fail. That's the thing about
Don't be afraid.
So I'm always like, it's not the right time. I gotta make sure it's right. This, and that.
Never the right time.
It's never the right time. You're gonna learn as you go.
Right.
Yeah. And, oh my God. And start embracing.
Like you say, just do it.
Yeah. You're right.
And start embracing failure because failure is so
I
good.
love it.
Man, I don't mind.
I love
it. It makes you get it right. Like you could fail and then it actually scratch you.
Because if you keep waiting on the right time, you're never gonna.
It's never gonna.
That's just like somebody say, I'm gonna work out one day when Monday comes, it never work out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think that is that is very true.
And so I would like to know, what is your boss up model?
You want me to tell you my real boss up model?
Yeah, what is it?
The real.
Give it to me. I want to know.
Y'all gonna holler.
We want to hear
What is it? What is it? Say it.
This is what I. Be a boss, date a boss, and raise boss babies.
She be a boss, date a boss, and raise boss babies.
If you can see it, you can achieve it. All right.
Yes. And where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Madison's Party Rental without the S on Facebook and Madison's Lemonade on Instagram.
Yes.
All right. Give it up one time to Shelby.
Yes. And be sure to follow us at extremebossbabes.com. Extreme Boss Babes on Instagram and Facebook. And extremebossbabes.com for all your new business or existing business needs.
Yes. Give it up. Thank you.